Hi everyone, in this lesson we will go over two concepts, discrete data and continuous data, which refers to whether the point should be connected or not. So let's begin with things that you believe in but that's not necessarily true. If the points are graphed on a coordinate grid, the points on the graph should always be connected, or the opposite, the points on the graph should never be connected. None of these are necessarily true all the time because it all depends on what data you're dealing with. So discrete data, it's a data set that can only take certain value, so points cannot be connected. Example number 1 says the number of students in a classroom. It is discrete data because you can't have half of a student in a classroom, so connecting the point would not make sense. Example number 2, the number of t-shirts sold. Again, you can't sell half of a t-shirt, so connecting the point would not make sense. Example number 3, the amount of fish someone caught when they go fishing every June. If the person only goes fishing every June and it's not in other months, it does not make sense to connect the data point to make people believe that that person's going fishing every single moment. So here's how a discrete data set looks like. You just graph the points and you don't connect them. The question that you should ask yourself is, will the data in between 2 points exist and make sense? If your answer to yourself is no, then the points should not be connected. Continuous data is a data set that can take any value that shows growth. Example number 1, the height of a horse and the age. Since the horse is still growing every time you did not measure it, it makes sense to connect the points to show that there is something happening even though the points were not recorded. Example number 2, the distance a car travels in a given time. Again, since the car is moving continuously and time is a continuous quantity, it makes sense to connect the points. Example number 3, the height of the ball as it is thrown across the air would make sense to connect the points because the ball is traveling every moment of the process. Here are the graphs for the continuous data. As you can see, after you graph the points, you will connect them together to show that things are happening in between 2 points. And again, the question that you should ask yourself is whether there's points exist in between 2 points that you graph, and would it make sense to connect it? If your answer is yes, then you connect the points. Now, let's take a look at some examples and see if we can tell whether the data set is discrete or continuous. Example number 1, a cell phone plan that charges 30 cents per minute. This is a discrete data because it would cost the same for a call that lasts 2 minutes 50 seconds and a call that lasts 2 minutes 8 seconds because both will be counted as 3-minute call. Second example, the cost of buying CDs. It will be discrete again because you cannot buy half of a CD. The temperature throughout the day. This will be continuous because the temperature changes every moment even when it is not recorded. Speed of a truck. It will be continuous because the truck can go at any speed at any given time. Now the number of days that students rode bikes to school will be discrete because the number of days and students have to be counted in whole, so the data is countable and cannot be in halves. The amount of water in a bathtub as it gets filled is continuous because the water level continuously changes throughout the process as the bathtub gets filled. Okay, that's it for the lesson.